Hi everyone, welcome to LifeStream Live with Angie. Today we are going to talk about fall prevention awareness. Next week is September 21st through 25th is fall prevention awareness, and I figured what better time to talk about that and to help bring out some pointers to individuals as to look for when we are in the homes of our friends and family, and just to help to make it a safer environment for them, just to help assure their safety. Um, so fall prevention, there are many indicators that can contribute to an individual for falling, to put them at high risk for falls. And one is, their environment of their home and how it's set up, and if they have different things around their home laying on the floor, or maybe things are harder to reach in their home, and so those can contribute to the individuals taking a fall. Another contributor to falls is medication. If an individual is on a medication that is causing them dizziness, or some unsteadiness by chance, or anything like that, that can also inhibit a fall, or contribute to a fall, I should say. Um, so with that, we're going to move in as to our checklist, and we're going to go through as far as home as to what to look for. I wish we could have done this in an actual home to be able, to identify, some do's and don'ts. But I don't have that set up. But I do have a checklist so that we can go through. And so we will just kind of go through those a little bit point by point, and just talk about, some of the things though that can contribute to an individual of taking a fall in their home. So just a few pointers for individuals themselves and also for caregivers. Um, so we're going to go ahead and move forward here. But another contributor, though, is vision. Maybe that individual hasn't had their eyes checked for a while, and maybe they're having some blurred vision, or things look a little bit higher or a little bit farther than what they're used to, and so maybe having their eyes checked would be a great thing as well. So we're going to go ahead though, and we're going to move into our home fall prevention checklist. And I actually found this online. It's a pretty lengthy checklist, very thorough. And it's actually through the Department of Health and Human Services, CDC. And it's pretty good. So if you are looking for something as a guideline to, as you're going through a home, and, wanting to identify, as far as what would help eliminate some of those hazards there, go online and see what you can find. Like I said, this one here was a pretty good one that I found, and so this is the one that I wanted to share with you today. So, so we are going to go ahead and move on. So we're going to start off though with all of the floors though throughout the home. When you're doing a walkthrough, and the best thing to start off with is doing a complete walkthrough through the house, and just to look and maybe make a list as to what you're seeing that could be moved or shifted around, and see if it's an even flow through the home. Maybe even have, if the individual has a walking device, a mobility device, maybe use that as a guide to help walk through, to see if you can get through that home or that area without having to hit into something, or maybe having to pick it up, anything like that. So make them sure though that the furniture and rugs, everything is easy to flow through and on. Like I was mentioning, as far as rugs, I do have one here, and this here is one in my home. And one of the things though that I have always found though is this type of rug is easy to curl up on the ends. This can be a great hazard in the home. The more that it gets pulled up and curled up and everything, it's easy to trip over for anyone at any age. And so it's always great though, not to have any type of rug like this unless it has some sort of backing on it to help keep it in place, or if it has been adhered to your flooring or something like that. I know that there's different types of mats. There's also some type of adhesive that you can put around the edges of rugs anymore, and this can help prevent a fall. So, but just be cautious of the types of rugs though that you do get in order to eliminate any fall risk there. So, as far as any types of papers, magazines, we're all very well known to, as we're done looking at something, if we're sitting in a chair or on a couch, we'll take that magazine and we'll throw it on the floor or put it right in front of us and think, oh, I'll pick that up as I'm getting up. Remember though that as you're getting up, or an individual getting up, if that paper is there and you're reaching over to grab it, it can cause you to fall out if you've lost your balance. Or if you go to stand up and your foot slips on this, then it's easy to take a fall. So trying to keep these up high, set it on your chair, or have a trash can right next to you so that way you can throw these away when you're done, or keep these in a bin of some sort just to help eliminate those. So always remember though, just to help keep a clean canvas on the floor to prevent any of those risks. Cords are a great risk as well. This here is a phone cord, is a cell phone cord. I keep several of these around. I have them in my bedroom. I have them in my living room, pretty much everywhere throughout my home. And if they are laying around, or say it's in a chair and it slips on the floor, again, this is easy to trip over and cause a fall. So make for sure though that your cords, wires, any type of a lamp cord, an extension cord, your telephone cords, anything like that are secured and out of your way. Whether it be to tape them down, or to the floor, or to secure them along the edging of something, but just to make for sure though that these are out of the way. The next thing is our stairs and steps. Stairs and steps can be deceiving at times. Like I said, if you are having, or an individual is having some vision issues, and say that step seems to be higher, that individual may take that step and trip because maybe it's time to have their vision checked, or medication again can cause some problems. So always be cautious with your stairs. Make for sure that that they're not slick for any reason. Excuse me. And maybe some adhesive. I know that there's those grips that you can put down, and I don't have any of those to show. But though there's stair strips that you can put on steps to help eliminate any type of slipping or anything like that, and it causes a good traction for individuals to be able to climb those stairs. Make for sure though that the stairs or steps are not broke or cracked in any way, that they're all fully secured. And is there proper lighting? If you don't have lighting that is accessible to where you have a light switch or something like that, it's always easy to put up these little push lights. And I do have some of these around the house that I use. Whoops, sorry about that. And these here just adhere to the areas that you wish. And these here, I want to say that I actually got these at a dollar store. So these are great to have. You can have them at the top of the stairs, at the bottom, anywhere that you need extra lighting. These would be great to use to help prevent falls. Let's see here. Let's see what we can move to. All your handrails. Make for sure that those are secure as well. If you're going to reach for your handrail, make for sure though that they're secured. That is one thing that at times we can easily overlook. We think that it's secure enough, but if it does come unbracketed or unscrewed, and an individual goes to grab that, it could easily come apart, and that individual could fall back. And it could definitely cause a huge risk to an individual. So any of your carpets throughout your home, make for sure that they are secured, that there's no fragments, any strings, anything like that throughout the home. any frayed areas that could be a hazard to an individual. Those are some things to look out for. Even if there's any type of vinyl flooring, maybe it's starting to chip or peel, or hardwood flooring, maybe that's a little unlevel, because as hardwood flooring settles, as it ages, it settles and becomes a little uneven. And those again can cause hazards for individual and cause the individual to fall. So as far as in our kitchen, what do we look for? Our shelving. We want to make sure that our shelving is in reachable. Many times, whatever we use, we try to keep to the lower levels, and whatever we don't use, we keep at higher levels. So those are always things to keep in remembrance for individuals, especially if you're not able to stand as well, or the individual is in a wheelchair, something like that. Make for sure everything is in reaching distance, so that way it doesn't allow this individual to lose their balance and to take a fall. Step stools, if you feel the need to that you need to have one, make for sure that it is a very sturdy step stool, and that it has some of the slip guards on it or the rubber matting, so that way it doesn't prevent so that way it does prevent any falls. Bedrooms, make for sure you have adequate lighting in your bedroom. As we're walking around our beds and things, and as we know, some of the beds anymore are lower settings, so those bed rails are low and you can easily stumble into those. Your blankets and sheets, those fall off, so making sure though that everything is up and tidy off of the flooring in your bedroom. Your clothing, don't throw it on the floor. Again, if you're up through the night and you have a piece of clothing on the floor, that can definitely cause a risk of fall there. Bathrooms are always one of the risks, because if we're getting out of a tub and we don't have the proper the proper items in there to be able to prevent a fall, it can become very hazardous. This here is one of my mats that I have in my bathroom, and this here is, I have it right outside of my tub, and it has kind of like the rubber gripping on the bottom, and so this here, it does not budge at all. And so just make for sure though that you have a good mat though that is in front of your tub that can prevent any type of hazard there. I know some individuals will throw down towels. Again, if you are stepping out of that tub and you slip on that towel, that's not going to be a very good outcome. When you are entering into your tub, you want to make for sure though that there are proper handles in there, the proper devices, modifications that are made in those tubs for an individual to be able to get in there safely. So proper shower chair, tub chair, your handles that go in there, your safety bars, anything like that, in order to make it safe for that individual to bathe. So how can we prevent any falls? And one thing though I do want to show, sorry, before we do move into that, is one thing that is good to have is slip socks. If an individual is walking through, it's always great to have the slip socks on instead of using regular socks or stockings to walk through. These here, as you can see, I can see that a little bit. These here have the little rubber dots on them that are the slip socks. So these are always great to use within the home as you're getting around, as an individual is getting around, to prevent the falls there. So, and again, I think that these here may have been some dollar store ones. So like I'll say more and more times again, though, that dollar store is my friend when it comes to different things like that. So, but what can we do though to prevent falls? One is to try to exercise regularly. Whether an individual is able to get up or stay seated in a chair, there are different things though in order to help strengthen the upper and lower extremities.